The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection.
We live in a culture where people feel really increasingly vulnerable to all sorts of addictions, whether it's to drugs or to smartphones.
A lot of us feel like that, and it might sound weird to say. I've been talking about how disconnection is a major driver of addiction, and it's weird to say it's growing because you think we're the most connected society that's ever been, surely.
But I increasingly began to think that the connections we have or think we have are like a kind of human parody of human connection. If you have a crisis in your life, you'll notice something. It won't be your Twitter followers who come to sit with you. It won't be your Facebook friends who'd help you turn around.
The amount of floor space an individual has in their home has been steadily increasing.
And I think that's like a metaphor for the choice we've made as a culture. We've
traded floor space for friends.
We've traded our addictions for connections, and the result is we are one of the loneliest societies there's ever been.
The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection.
If you are in immediate danger of deleting yourself from the internet, please phone the emergency number in your country. I got started when I was in junior high. I was already not doing well in school. I was kind of an outcast and sort of hanging out with an outcast crowd. They would do anything that was considered wrong or bad, so naturally when Reddit came around, we did Reddit.
Do not talk to me until I've gone through my Snapchat stories.
Yeah, we should definitely catch up this week. Over a line of Netflix, maybe?
The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection.
Here we are, in the African jungle. These animals are attracted to the Twitters and to the Tumblrs which seem to give them extreme pleasure. In parts of Africa, the reblogs start to intensify around 6 o'clock, and animals from monkeys to elephants are attracted to the likes and the fermenting favorites that make them act funny. If you look carefully into the lagoon, you can see a frog sitting on a waterpad.
Back to our question. So, why do we, or at least some of us, and our animal counterparts like these unnaturally occurring medias? The answer is simple. Blame it on our brains.
The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection.
My world is so digital that I've forgotten what it feels like. It used to be hard to connect when friends form cliques, but it's even harder now that cliques form friends. But who am I to judge? I face Facebook more than books face me. Hoping to put face to faces when 420 spaces to prove that I am still breathing. Failure to do this daily means the whole wide web world will forget that I exist.
That's the feeling God is pleasing me more than
to echo what our hearts once were. Click, I wanted this hug. I hope she gets it. Click, I paid love to my wife. I hope she's maintained. Click, I'm holding my daughter with respect conference call while she's crying in the crib in the next room. Click. So when my phone goes off on my hip, I touch and I touch and I touch and I touch.
Because all the other drugs,
in a world where voices are only read and laughter is never heard,
and the internet
or I'm so desperate to feel
you're
that I
not
hope the
dominant,
technology
you're not
will work
dominant.
for the
Because with the
universe.
liquor drugs, you're
So
gonna
someday
find, and
the
then
computer
because
can
there are people
touch
on the
me
screen
back.
that you can
And
actually
it will.
interact with.
When the world is great enough to make us human again.
You see, the opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection.